In the vibrant city of Lagos, Nigeria, a young woman named Ezin struggled to find her footing. She had lost her way after a tragic accident took the life of her younger brother, leaving her with a deep sense of guilt and grief. Ezin's family, once full of life and laughter, was now shrouded in sorrow. Her mother, once a successful businesswoman, had become a shadow of her former self, unable to cope with the loss. Her father, a kind and gentle—
Okay guys, I actually knew you were enjoying. Okay, so welcome back to my channel. So now, in this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can create folktales and make massive income from that. Now, for more updates like this, kindly subscribe to my channel, click on the notification bell, so whenever we upload a new video, you would be notified. Now, the first thing I actually want to do here today is to show you how much people have been able to generate from doing these folktales on their mobile phones or on their laptop. So now the first thing I want to do is to go over to YouTube, and this is some folktales YouTube channel which have been actually been monetized by YouTube, and they are earning massive money from YouTube. Now you can actually see there are so many folktales on this platform, which is just mainly on folktales. Now if you come over here to the next channel, you can actually see this channel is still earning so much, and it has only 38 videos and has up to 1,820, that is 82k subscribers. You can see it highlighted here. So I'm actually going to show you how much they are earning from such videos, so you yourself know how it works. So I want to copy in their platform called Meta AI. Now whenever you head over to Meta AI, now you're coming to you just need to come over to this new conversation, Meta AI. So just go onto your Google browser, wherever browser you're using, go over to it and type meta.ai, then it will bring you to this screen. So what you need to do is, now the first thing you need to do is to tell this AI that you want to generate stories and you want it to be consistent with the images it would be giving you. But the first thing we need to do is to, okay, so I'm going to be showing you step by step on how you can do it. Now the first thing we need to do is to generate our physical characteristics of our actors. Now there are so many people who would appear in our, that is our video, from time to time. Like let's say we have this particular actor who is going to appear in all our videos, either in the first part, the second part, and almost in all our scenes. So we need to get these characteristics of this person. So I'm going to be showing you how you can do that. So now you just go over to Google. Now I hope you actually know how it works. Now you just need these physical characteristics. Now imagine I want to use a person like, for example, I want to use a person like Davido. I want to use a person like Wizkid. I just like his physical appearance. I'm actually going to type in that I actually need this person appearance, which is I need his appearance. So Davido physical appearance is what I need, physical characteristics. So I'll actually just go over to my browser and type Davido physical characteristics. So when I actually come here, it will show me that is the information on Davido, that is his physical characteristics. So I actually come over to Wikipedia, where I'll be getting information about that. This is just to show you step by step on how you can actually get characteristics of your actor you want to use. So if you want to use someone who has maybe same appearance like Davido, same like the same features of Davido, he's fat, he's short, you like the way he looks and you want your actor to look that way, so you have to come here and actually copy his characteristics, find his characteristics, his physical characteristics, that is his height, his weight, and how he looks, and the skin color and whatever. So you can actually come over to YouTube and Google and search for that. So now after you have done that, that is actually the first step. So after you have done that, now we need to generate your story. Now to generate your story, I said you should come over to Meta AI. Then the first thing you need to do is to actually tell Meta AI to create a story for you. Now in your case, you want Meta AI to create a story for you, so you're just going to simply type, I need you to create an African folktale for me. which I want to use for my video, and it will do that. But in my case, I'm not just going to tell it what to create for me. I actually have in mind what I want it to do for me. So what I want to do is actually tell it to create an African folktale. That is, I'm actually going to tell it that it should create a video which is similar to The Birth of Life, a movie titled A Birth of Life, which was actually done in Nigeria. So most of you, I actually know you have actually watched that. So you can actually tell it that create a video. Now create a create a script for me, or you can just tell it to create a video for you. That is create a story. That is it. Sorry, create a story for you on create a story for you for me on the title Birth of Life. Birth of Life. Birth of Life in Nigeria. So actually I want to put this Nigerian so that it actually knows where it's coming from, so it actually be able to know the video where this thing is coming from. So now you can actually see that it has actually provided this movie. So most times instead of actually looking for stories to create, you can actually come over and there's this particular video you have actually watched and you want to do exactly that thing. So you just have to tell the AI, I want you to create a story and on this particular video. Most times it's not actually going to give you exactly like that, but sometimes you can actually tell it that it's not similar. It's just like you're commanding this AI, it's not similar to what I want. So you tell the AI it's not similar, please can you give me something similar, and the AI will do so. So it's just like you're commanding it. So now we have actually generated our story. Now the next thing we want to do is to generate our images. Now this is how I actually generate images. Now this is how you are going to generate images. Now you need to actually read the story. When this AI gives you the story, you need to read it to understand how the story is, so that you actually know the type of images you will be using for each and every of this story. Now I'm actually going to read the story. Now in the heart of Lagos, Nigeria, there lived a young girl named Nema. Then she grew up in a small village surrounded by bustling cities. Now, where the sounds of honking horns and laughter filled the air. Now, Nema's life was like a fragile leaf, trembling with every gust of wind. She struggled to find purpose. Now, it's not similar to Birth of Life. Now, you can actually tell it to make it similar to Birth of Life. So it's not actually compulsory you pass through all this. You can just tell it to create a story, but because I want to actually create a story relating to Birth of Life, that is why I'm actually doing make it similar to the movie, Nigerian movie Birth of Life. Birth of Life. So I wanted to actually create something like that. It's not actually Birth of Life. So I wanted to create exactly that. So it's not compulsory you actually use movies that has actually been created. So you can actually do something else. So now it's actually giving me this thing, Birth of Life. Okay, so now it's actually giving me this. In a vibrant city of Lagos, a Nigerian young woman named is instructed to find her footing. She had lost her way after the tragic accident took the life of a younger brother, leaving her with a deep sense of guilt and grief. Okay, so now this is what I want to do now. The next thing we need to do after generating our story, the next thing we have to do now is actually to generate our images. Now, I actually said in the previously just that whenever you're doing a story, you need to know how to actually you have to read the story to know how it works and the type of images that would need to appear in that video. So now you need to actually read this. Now, in the vibrant city of Lagos, Nigeria, a young woman named Ize struggled to find her footing. She had lost her way after the tragic accident. Now we actually need to get an image of she, that is Ize, struggled to find her footing. Now she had lost on her way after the tragic accident. Now we need to actually get a picture of a girl that is actually being in the city, because it actually said in the city of Lagos, Nigeria. So we actually have to look for a girl, that is a girl telling it in the city. So it should have this particular background whereby she's in the city. So now I actually have my characteristics here, which I've actually gotten. I actually showed you how to get your own physical characteristics of this particular person. Now I will go back over to Meta AI and click on new conversation. Now when I actually click on new conversation, this is what I want to do. First of all, I actually want to copy this, telling the AI to actually give me consistent consistent images on this particular character I want to use. So I'm actually going to send it and wait for his response. Okay, I will do my best to generate images that will meet your requirements. Please go ahead and provide me with the prompt so we get started in making the story. So now I actually have to come over here, copy in my characteristics just like you do. So I copy in my characteristics, and this is my characteristics. I copy it in. Now I'm actually going to tell it to actually create this thing for me. So I'll come over here and paste it, and now in this area actually now generate realistic full picture of. Now in this case I'm actually using a girl, so I'm actually going to change the name to this girl. So that is let's go back to see the story, and the story the name of this girl is actually Izin. So now we need to copy the name, so you actually have an idea on the image you want to use. So you actually have an idea on the type of image you want to use. Hope you understand. So that is it. So you actually have an idea on what you want to use. So and the character name, so you can actually use that as your actor name. So simple as that. So I'm actually going to copy and change the name from Daniel to her name. So I'm actually going to copy the name and change it from Daniel to her name. Control V. Okay, so that is done. So now I'm actually going to send it now and tell the AI to provide me an image. So now you can actually read it over here. Now generate a realistic full picture of Izin with the description below. Now see this is the description of the person. Now this is weight 5 feet 6 inches and whatever. So that will be your characteristic. Now wears an African attire. That means in this picture is going to provide for me, it's going to be wearing an African attire. Now the story we actually generated was that the person was in the city of Lagos. So now standing in front the city of Lagos, Nigeria. Okay, so let's say Lagos, Nigerian. So you can actually see Lagos, Nigerian. So this is what you normally do. Wears an African attire. So this is the only thing you keep on changing in this prompt. So this is what you do. So Western Africa. So let's wait for it to generate the image for us. Let's wait for it. Okay, now you can actually see it actually provided an image for us, looking so perfect. Now you can actually see how wonderful this is. So it actually provided what we want. So this is a picture of Izin in the city of Lagos. Now she's in the city of Lagos. So now you can actually choose between these 4 images you prefer. Now I'm actually going to choose so let's see, this is actually fine. So I'm actually going to use this one. I actually click on the download sign, and after downloading, so now I actually want to go back over to the story, and so it's actually downloaded for me. So I actually want to go back to the story. Now let's read the story and see how it works. Now struggle to find her footing. Now she had lost her way after the tragic accident took the life of her younger brother, leaving her with a deep sense of guilt and grief. Okay, now we actually want to generate an image of Izin whereby she is actually filled with grief, guilt and grief. Now okay, so let's go back to Meta AI and go back to our where we're actually pointing from. So now I'm actually going to ask AI something. I'm actually going to tell it that it should remember the image it provided for me lately. The description I actually gave it, the characteristics I actually gave it. Now I remember you wanted me to maintain consistent in generating images like this. Now I'm actually going to copy in back my characteristics. As I said before, you just need to copy it, and when you copy it, the only thing you need to do is to change the action that is here. Now you don't actually need to change the African attire. That is if you want to change her clothes, but in my sense I don't want to actually change my clothes. Now standing in front of the city with so much guilt and grief, which guilt and grief on her face. So now guilt and grief on her face. So that's what I want to actually do now, and grief on her face. So now you can actually see how I'm actually getting images from the storyline. Hope you can actually see. So now it's actually generating the image for us. Now you can see so awesome that it could actually provide similar image for us. Now you can actually see it provided. Now you can see that there's grief on her face. Now between all these images, it actually provides 4 images for us. Now you need to actually look for the one that would actually look exactly like this. Now I don't want something that is actually going to injure her face or something. That is not what I'm actually looking for. So I'm actually going to click this, something that she looks bad, and so I actually want to choose this. Okay, so I'm actually downloaded this, and I don't want something like this. I don't actually want it. It's no, she's not in the wall, because sometimes AI actually gives us something bad. Now we need to actually go back to the story, and now the next thing we need to do is now chief. So let's go back now. Isn't family once full of a life of laughter? Now we're actually going to download a picture of that isn't family once full of life and laughter. Now we want to generate a picture that is a picture of that is a family now of isn't, but it's not actually. We're going to actually look for. Now we're actually going to click Ctrl V now. So now we're actually going to change this thing. I actually told you that you're actually going to change this prompt or this action now. Standing in front of the city. Okay, so now I'm actually going to change it and say maybe so West African attire with her family member by her side. Family members with her family members by her side. With happy faces. Okay, so with happy faces. Okay, so now it's actually going to generate that for us. Now in this story, it was actually telling us that that is Izin had a family member which were very happy before, with full of laughter. So now you can actually see this. It actually provided consistent image. So now see how amazing this is. So it's actually providing us with this. So now we can actually choose in between this, that, this, or this. So imagine, so wonderful. So now it actually provided us with this, it provided us with this, it provided us with this, and provided us with this. Now in this sense, I'm actually going to be choosing this image. It's actually wonderful. So I actually downloaded it. Now the next thing we need to do is to actually go back to the story and look at the story. Now read the story again and see now that now let's continue with the story and let's continue to generate image. Now full of life and laughter was not shown in stories. Now her mother was a successful businesswoman. Now let's go back to AI, telling it to give us the mother is actually telling it to give us to actually give it an image of this that is Izin and her mother, who is a successful businesswoman, or let me say it actually should provide an image for us. Now she wears an African attire, now standing in front of her mother, who is a businesswoman, who is a businesswoman. What the businesswoman, let's just say businesswoman, and actually send it to AI. Now AI is going to actually provide an image of Izin with her mother, who is a businesswoman. So now you can actually see Izin is here, and it's actually same image. Now you can actually see Izin is here with her mother. Now in this point I'm actually going to take this. Now I'm actually going to download this. Now this is what I'm actually going to download, and I'm actually going to go back now and go back and check the story. So this is how you're going to consistently generate images on this story. So now her mother was actually businesswoman, had become a shadow of her former self, unable to cope with the loss. Her father, a kind and gentleman. Now we're actually going to find a image of a gentleman. So you are going to decide how you want to generate images for each and every scene. Try to hold the family together, but even he couldn't escape the pain. Because let's generate an image of a man with Izin feeling bad. So we're actually going to go back and tell the AI to give us a story, and with an African accent standing we in front of her dad, of her father, unhappy. So now unhappy. Okay, so let's actually send it. It's actually going to generate the image for us. So let's see what it generates for us. Okay, now you can actually see she is near her dad. Actually wonderful. So now you can actually see it's the same image. Now you can actually choose this one, which is actually showing only her and her father, or you choose this. So for me, I'm actually going to choose this or this. So for me, I want to choose this, that is her with her father or something like this. It will actually be amazing. But for me, let's choose this. Okay, so we actually want to go back and now go back to the story and see the story. Now I'm actually done with two chapters. One day, while exploring the streets of Lagos, Izin stumbled upon a small mysterious shop tucked away in a quiet alley. Now the sign above the door and read "Birth of Life." Now out of curiosity, she entered the shop, where she met an enigmatic old man named Chief. Now actually we want to generate an image of her actually walking on the street. Now walking on the street, so we actually want to clean this and now and say walking on the street, walking on the street. So we actually want to tell it walking on the street in the city of Lagos. So actually provides an image of her walking in the street. So now it's actually going to provide such for us, and the software is actually telling us that she was walking on the street and she saw a shop tied which had the logo of Birth of Life. Now you can actually see it provided so wonderful image for us, consistent image. And now the story is actually telling us that she was the one walking alone. They actually told us that she was walking with a person. So we can actually choose this, and beyond this actually choose this or that. But for me, I'm actually going to choose this. So I'm actually going to download it and go back. Now we have to actually generate another image of her seeing a shop, now standing in front of a shop. Now we're actually going to click standing in front of a shop with the title, with let me say with the title, let me just say with the logo Birth of Life, with the logo Birth of Life, Birth of Life. So now we actually want to tell you to do that for us in Nigeria, in Lagos, Nigeria. So it's actually going to provide an image for us. Most times AI will not give you what you want, so you just need to keep on prompting it. So if it doesn't give you what you want, you have to just prompt it and it will actually give you that image. Now you can actually see it provided us with image, and now this is Azin. So now I don't want to actually use this because it's not actually Breath of Life. It's not actually okay. So you can see Breath of Life here, which is amazing. You can actually see this image where she was in Breath of Life. So you can actually see this one, and you can actually see this one. But for me, I'm actually going to use this, and I'm actually going to download it, then come back over to our platform, then actually check my story. And now we have actually finished. So as I'm post, and so now we're actually going to continue now. Breath of Life. Now, out of curiosity, she entered the shop where she met an enigmatic old man named Chief. Now, so now we're actually going to generate an image of her, that's her with an old man in a shop. So now we are just going to generate an image of her standing beside an old man in a shop, beside an old man in a provision store. Actually, they did not, AI did not actually tell me it's a provision store, but I actually just want to choose a provision store in the city of Lagos. I'm actually Lagos, Nigeria. I'm actually just choosing Lagos so that I can actually provide images for me that it looks like similar to Lagos, so that it does not provide maybe a mall, it does not provide something else. That is actually why I'm choosing Lagos. Now, it actually did not provide this for us. Okay, now let's go back. So we'll actually point it back again and tell it to actually provide something for us. Now, where's an African standing in front a chief, as okay, in a shop, in a store, or let me say in a shop. Okay, so let's actually send it and check whether it's actually going to generate something for us, because most times AI do not actually provide what we want. So in these cases, you actually have to send it back to it. So wonderful. So now you can actually see the first time I actually did it, it's they not actually showed me the image. So now you can actually see now in a shop. Now what we want to do is actually look for an image. Now the image should just be like something that she's actually in a conversation with this chief. Now you can actually see something like this. So in a conversation with this chief. So now we can actually choose this one, or we can choose this, but this one actually looks more of she's in the store. So I'm actually going to download this. Now I actually downloaded it. So now we actually have to go back to a story and generate images for her. Now couldn't escape the pain, and so she saw an old man named Chief. So now Chief revealed Ezen that he possessed an ability to communicate with the spirit world, and that her brother's spirit was reaching out to her. He offered to guide her and journey on a journey to connect with her brother's spirit and find peace. So now I wanted to generate an image whereby she's talking. Now let's go back, and this is actually image of she actually talking, so we don't actually need to generate an image again, because it's like they're having a conversation and we don't need that again. So we actually have to come over to the story and see what now the journey of healing isn't embarked on a transformation journey guided by Chief's wisdom and ancient tradition of Nigerian culture. She discovered the power of her ancestors, the strength of her family love, and the resilience of her human spirit. Through her journey, isn't let go of her guilt and embrace the beauty of life. She found sorrow in the breath of life, a metaphor for the divine energy connects all living things. Now we're actually going to generate an image of her embarking on a journey. So now we actually want to paste it back. Now clear this. Now it says where's an African attire, so we actually need to clear this and say provide an image for us. So now, embarking on a journey, and embarking on a journey that is in the forest. Okay, let's just make it in the forest so that it actually looks nice. It actually makes it nice. So we want to actually do that. So it actually makes the picture nice, the story scene very nice. So that's what we want to actually do. So let's actually see what it provides for us. So amazing. So now this is her looking so wonderful, and you can actually see that it's being consistent image. So what we want to do is actually see this particular person. Okay, now you can actually see that it provided us an image of her walking on a journey, embarking on a journey. But for me, I actually put forest now. So something like this is actually amazing. She's holding this stick and she's embarking on a journey. So I actually want to show you something here. Now in this picture, I actually want it to be like she's moving. She's actually embarking on a journey. So what I want to do is to click on this option here where we see animate. So it's actually going to animate it, looking at as if she's moving in the sand. So you can actually do that for other images. For me, I'm not actually going to do that. So see how amazing this is. She's actually embarking on the journey. So that is wonderful. So now you can actually click on animate, and it's actually going to animate it for you. So I actually want to download it, then actually get an image of her again. That is this. Okay, so let me actually use this and actually download a picture of her and get a video of her. So I've already done that. So the next thing we want to do is actually come back to storyline and see what is next. Now the journey of healing. Now the last chapter is redemption of renewal. Now as Ethan healed, her family began to heal as well. Her mother discovered her strength and her father found joy again. The birth of life had revived their spirits, and their love for each other was wrinkled. Ethan's story spread like wildfire, inspiring others to seek the breath of life. Chief's shop became a beacon of hope, a place where people could find slow and connect with the spirit of world. And in the end, Ethan's journey taught her that life is precious, and that the birth of life is a gift. Now, the birth of life is actually a gift, and the hope of version of more in line with the Nigerian movie. Okay, so now we are actually seeing this, and now at the end it's all about like a victory story, and whereby she was actually she got victory and family became happy. So now we want to actually generate an image of Ezin becoming so happy in this storyline. So we actually want to paste it and search for an image with Ezin actually standing in front of our family, standing with our family, having a conversation, looking with happy faces. Like, that particular thing when you actually have gone into a journey and actually have come back and you are so happy that you are actually seeing this particular happiness, like that kind of joy. You're actually going to be in a conversation with them. You don't just stand like a person and you are smiling. At least you actually have to be in a conversation, like you are telling them. So most times you actually have to generate images that look exactly something nice. So now we're actually going to generate an image of her standing with her family, having a conversation with them, having a conversation with them, with so much happiness on their face, on their faces. Okay, so let's go faces. So let's actually tell you to point it. Let's see what it provides for us. So that is the end of the story. The end of the story tells us that they were having that's a wonderful faces, like she was having a conversation with them. So this is the image it provided us, consistent. It has already been providing consistent images. Now she's having a conversation with her family. So we actually need to look for the one that there is joy in her face. So if you look at this one, it actually does not look like she's actually having a conversation. If you look at here, it looks like she's having a conversation with them. If you look at this one, it actually looks somehow, but for me, I'm actually going to use this one. It actually looks so clean and wonderful. For actually, her face actually looks so wonderful here because it's actually a story that is ending with happiness. So we need to something like this. So we need to actually come back and actually generate and last. This is the last image whereby this actually story was telling us that the shop of the chief where Ezin actually went to meet, that the shop was actually getting so much customers. We're actually going to look get a picture of that. That is actually a shop. Now I'm actually going to paste it, and so now where's an African standing in front of the standing in front of a shop with the name Birth of Africa, Birth of Life, with so many people in it, with so many people in the environment. Let's see in the environment and see what it provides for us. So in the environment and send it. So now it's actually going to provide an image for us of this particular girl in the shop in the Birth of Life, whereby it has plenty of people in the environment. Because now in the story, ending of the story, they actually told us that Ezen that shop actually started to have many customers. Now you can actually see it provided us with this. Now we are actually going to choose any of these. Now this is the Birth of Life shop whereby you can actually see Birth of Life. Now Birth of Life had actually had many customers. Now you can actually see this. You can actually use this Birth of Life, or take this, or either take this, or either take this. But for me, I'm actually going to use this picture and download it. So that is all for generating our images. So we are done with the story and we have actually generated the image of it. So now we're actually going to look for the last thing is an image of Ezen, like that kind of story whereby she'll be the last person to appear in the scene. So now where's an African attire standing in front in front of her big, there is a wealthy house, there is a a luxury house, okay, luxury house. And this time let's just make it different, luxury house, with so much happiness on her face, with so much happiness on her face, okay, on her face. Okay, so now in this scene I actually don't want it to actually be that particular African attire she used to wear in this drama. So in this part where I highlighted, you're actually going to change this African attire. So let me just say I need let me just say where's an let me just give it where's an wonderful nice dress. Let's just say a nice dress. So AI would give us a nice dress. So if I wanted it to wear wanted her to wear a suit, she would have worn the suit. So I actually just want something like this. So let's send it to it and tell it to provide an image for her. So AI would just actually just give it our saying. Maybe it can actually give her a nice clothes. Now look at how amazing this is. So now standing in her luxurious house. So now you can actually choose in between these two, or this, or this, or this. But for me, I'm going to, I actually don't know how which one I'm actually going to choose, because almost all of them are amazing, so amazing. So what I want to do is actually choose an image that would be so wonderful. So for me, I'm actually going to choose something that looks very nice, whereby this kind of smiling face is so there, like her face is so happy, like she has gotten her victory. Hope you understand that kind of image that the person would like a happy ending. So the story is an happy ending, so that kind of image whereby she had a happy ending. So this is the image, either between this or that. So for me, I'm actually going to choose this and actually going to animate this, whereby she's actually walking forward. So I'm actually going to animate this and still put it in the video. So in my own aspect, I actually don't want to generate images that will actually provide I don't actually want videos in all my cartoon, that is my folktale. Actually don't want, so I'm actually going to animate this. Let's see how this one will be. So I'm actually going to choose in between any of them. So it's actually animating, and I actually don't want like this because it's somehow okay. So let me animate this and see how this one goes. So we're actually going to look at it and see if it's actually wonderful. Okay, so for me, I'm actually going to use this. Okay, so I'm actually going to use something like this. Okay, so I'm actually going to download this. So sometimes if it animates it for you, it's not actually going to look fine. So you can actually see the face is somehow. So most times when you're doing animation, it's actually good you do something good. So now we're actually done with providing our images. So now the next thing for us to do is to generate our audio. That is our audio. That is edit our video. Okay, now we need to edit our video, but before that we actually need to generate our audio. That is our audio for this folktale. So now we're actually going to head over to Naraki. So Naraki is a platform whereby you actually tells it a text and it convert it to speech for you. So we need to actually copy our story. Now we are actually going to copy our story from paragraph to paragraph. Now this is what we are going to do. So we are actually going to copy it from paragraph to paragraph. Now this is the first paragraph, and we are going to send it to Naraki, and we're actually going to send it to Naraki and paste this in it. So now in my aspect, I actually need an African, this kind of African scene, and I need it to be a man, which is Obina, and I'm actually going to tell it to create this audio. So it's actually creating the audio for us, and it's actually be the one telling the story. So it's not a process whereby you're actually going to be doing anything in this particular stuff. You're not actually going to be doing anything. It's actually going to provide the audio for you, and it will actually tell us the story. So you are not actually going to say a word, because most times people have this kind of voice that are not actually sweet and not touching. So it's actually going to provide us the audio. And now it's actually provided us the audio. Now let's listen to it.
In the vibrant city of Lagos, Nigeria, a young woman named Ezin struggled to find her footing.
Okay, so very wonderful. So we're actually going to download it. So that's how we're actually going to do for the rest of the video, rest of the script. Okay, so now the next thing for you to do after you have generated your audios for your folktale, now the next thing we are going to do is actually to open our editing app, which is CapCut. So for me, I'm going to be using CapCut. You can actually use InShot if you like. So we are going to import each and every of our audios it generated for us. Now we are actually going to make sure it goes step by step, which is we arrange the audio accordingly like the storyline. So we are actually going to keep on uploading our audio just like that. We simply upload our logo. So we are actually going to be uploading our audio just like that. So we will keep on uploading our audio just like that, and we upload, we keep on uploading our audio, we keep on uploading our audio. So the next one is this one. We keep on uploading our audio. Come over here, upload our audio, import,
As Ezin healed, her family began to heal as well. Her mother rediscovered. One day, while exploring the streets of Lagos, Ezin stumbled upon a chief revealed to Ezin that he possessed the ability to communicate with the spirit world, and that her brother's spirit was reaching out to her. He offered to guide her on. One day, Ezin embarked on a transformative journey. Through her journey, Ezin learned to, as Ezin healed, one day, Chief Re- As Ezin healed, her family began.
Okay, so the next thing you need to do after uploading each and every of your audio, the next thing you have to do is to start uploading your image. And now if you're uploading your image, it should be in the sense that your image, so whenever your image appear, it's like your image should be on that particular scene. So now the first image we want to upload is an image of her. So now I want to actually import this image. And now one thing you need to know, now where you're going to be making this money with your folktales is on YouTube. Now you need to understand that YouTube pays platforms for uploading videos. When you upload a video, YouTube will pay you when it gets monetized. Now the version you're going to choose is 16.9, which is, I'm actually going to be choosing that, then expand her image to fill in this pic. So now I'm actually going to expand this till here. Okay, so now let's go back and play it.
In the vibrant city of Lagos, Nigeria, a young woman named Ezin struggled to find her footing. She had lost her way after a tragic accident took the life of her younger
Okay, so
brother.
now let's stop here. So now it's actually telling us a tragic accident after her life or whatever. So now we actually want to upload an image of her being in that scene. That is the picture of her in being in that scene whereby she was actually in a tragedy. So now we actually want that in a bad scene. Actually, I'm going to upload it and actually increase the size to fit our 16.9. So now let's go back and play the video.
In the vibrant city of Lagos, Nigeria, a young woman named Ezin struggled to find her footing. She had lost her way after a tragic accident took the life of her younger brother, leaving her with a deep sense.
Wonderful. So now you can actually see that it actually feels nice. She actually, in that point where the thing is actually giving out that speech that she was actually passing through a tragedy experience or whatever, and it actually showed that image. So that is how we are going to actually do it. So that's what I'm going to be doing now, uploading all the images.
Nigeria, a young woman named Ezin struggled to find her footing. She had lost her way after a tragic accident took the life of her younger brother, leaving her with a deep sense of guilt and grief. Ezin's family, once full of life and laughter, was now shrouded in sorrow. Her mother, once a successful businesswoman, had become a shadow of her former self, unable to cope with the loss. Her father, a kind and gentle man, tried to hold the family together, but even he couldn't escape the pain. One day, while exploring the streets of Lagos, Ezin stumbled upon a small, mysterious shop tucked away in a quiet alley. The sign above the door read, "Breath of Life." Out of curiosity, she entered the shop, where she met an enigmatic old man named Chief. Chief revealed to Ezin that he possessed the ability to communicate with the spirit world, and that her brother's spirit was reaching out to her. He offered to guide her on a journey to connect with her brother's spirit and find peace. Ezin embarked on a transformative journey, guided by Chief's wisdom and the ancient traditions of Nigerian culture. She discovered the power of her ancestors, the strength of her family's love, and the resilience of the human spirit. Through her journey, Ezin learned to let go of her guilt and embrace the beauty of life. She found solace in the breath of life, a metaphor for the divine energy that connects all living things. As Ezin healed, her family began to heal as well. Her mother rediscovered her strength, and her father found joy again. The breath of life had revived their spirits, and their love for each other was rekindled. Ezin's story spread like wildfire, inspiring others to seek the breath of life. Chief's shop became a beacon of hope, a place where people could find solace and connect with the spirit world. In the end, Ezin's journey taught her that life is precious, and that the breath of life is a gift that should be cherished every day.